Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the second session of FirstBIT Accounting. In previous session, we have seen how to system settings, general chart of accounts, and creation of masters for suppliers and customers, opening balances, and sales and purchase operations. If anything in the clarification, if you have any questions, you can raise it once you join in the meeting. So I will clarify those questions as well in this today's session. In second session, we are going to see how to do the custom declaration in FirstBIT and how to create the export sales. We'll do the incoming payments, which means from invoices, how to receive the payments from 3 different type of modes of payment: check, cash, bank, and as well as the outgoing payments as well. Also, we are going to see one more thing is money transfers. So in today's session, we are going to cover these topics to enter in the how to use it in the FirstBIT. So let's start with the custom declaration. Yesterday in the previous sessions we have created some purchase invoices with the import option. We are going to create against that in custom declaration. Let's start with the purchasing and invoice received, where you can able to see all your purchase invoices. In here there is a one in purchase invoice in dollars, which we made previous session, $7,700, which the currency rate is 3.692. Here you can, the blue link, you can able to find out the exchange rate of that particular date. Also, if you click it here, it will open the taxation also, which means it is this purchase invoice is eligible for the custom declaration. That means if you are creating with an VAT applied, this document you cannot able to convert into custom declaration. Even if you do so, like for example, this is the local invoice, okay, local tax invoice. I'm trying to click a custom declaration import, means custom declaration may be entered only by the import invoice. This message will be coming. The reason being is we have selected the taxation is VAT applied, so it is not eligible to the convert into custom declaration. In this document, we are going to, since it is a import invoice, we are going to convert into custom declaration. Let's start with click generate, open the invoice, purchase invoice, then click generate, then move to the custom declaration form. System will do automatically open the custom declaration form. That means the custom declaration screen, where you have to put it all the information in the custom declaration. If you see, there is a 3 tabs is there: main, line of declaration, additionally. The line of declaration, whatever items which you have entered in the purchase invoice is automatically pulled out every information from that particular item. So first, let's start with the main option. What are the details you have to enter in this main tab? So in this date, in which date you are clearing that customs, which you have received from the Dubai customs, the custom declaration form, where you can see all the information to enter in the same as, it doesn't matter whatever changes or whatever the differences, you have to enter as it is in the custom declaration form. So make it as a today's date. This custom declaration performed by third party option. For example, if you are clearing the goods by yourself on your company, then you have to click it. No need to click this one. But if because of you, some of other freight forwarders doing that declaration, then you have to check this box, and the company, you have to select the company name of who is the freight forwarder's name, who is the doing that clearance. That name you have to do. Otherwise, just no need to enable this. Just click here directly, Dubai Customs. You can create one company called Dubai Customs. So automatically it will come in the contract. The declaration number, whatever the number which is written in the custom declaration form, you have to enter it in here. You may see like this, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, something like this. It will be there in the declaration form. You have to enter like this. And tax is due should be the tax in the tax return. This service charge, I will tell you in which part you have to enter. This service charge means like if any, it's not about the freight charges or any other charges, because if you enter here, if the service charges it printed in the custom declaration form, not the your other expenses which we are going to capture in the separate invoice received itself, which will be in yesterday previous session which we have seen in the additional expenses. But here the service charges related to only whichever, sometime in some businesses they will charge that service charges which will print in the custom declaration form. Those details only you have to enter it, otherwise no need to enter it. If any custom penalty, you have to apply this one. So next move to the line of declaration, where all the items which we entered in the invoice, purchase invoice, it automatically comes here. Here you have to select the HS code which we enter. If you want to open this item in this tab, if you open, let's see the open the item, you can see there's the HS code we have defined it here. So based on this information, it's automatically coming here. So if it is not defined in that item master, you can also create from here. Just drop down and show all. You can create on your own also, because this basically HS code, all the HS code it will be showing. So you can create it and select this one. This information also will be available in the custom declaration. So based on the custom declaration form only, you have to enter it in as it is in the system. And because we didn't enter the goods description, let's okay. Then this item doesn't have the characteristic batch in the inventory, so it's not required. This origin also will be available in the custom declaration where that goods is importing. So based on that code, you have to enter it here. Like for example, CN may be in the form. If you in your custom declaration, maybe it's not China, it will be CN something. So if you select China, it will be like CN origin. Automatically system will have that standard code in the system. So you just enter that code, automatically it will pull up everything. In CIF foreign value, $7,500. So the exchange rate may not be different from the your central bank rate. For example, in your system you have defined 3.692, whereas in the Dubai customs have 3.67 or 3.7 or something. So the variation, it doesn't matter whatever exchange rate is, whatever it is printed in the custom declaration, same rate you have to enter in this form also. The reason being is, if you enter as it is the custom declaration, your reverse charge mechanism also VAT will calculate accordingly. So that is very important, because based on this only it will automatically coming in the VAT return. Because in your FTA portal, if you see VAT return form, you can able to see automatically filled up in the custom declaration goods imported field. So you cannot enter there manually. That is why it's very important. The same as will be entered here, so that the value will be matching as per the FTA, whatever written in your FTA portal. So factor CFLE automatically converted, and duty rate will be 5%. You have to enter 5%. So total duty automatically calculated. VAT of 5%. This is the VAT amount. This VAT amount you can see in the below. That is a VAT reverse charge mechanism. So this VAT amount will reflect in the VAT return form in our FirstBIT application. So in the VAT return screen, it will automatically, based on this fill up information, automatically pull up there. So you have to ensure that whatever the information here, properly as per your custom declaration, you have to enter it. You see service charge here. This service charge, whether you want to applicable for this custom declaration, that also, as I mentioned earlier, if that information will be available in the custom declaration, then you have to select the value service charge. Like example, 100 dirhams example. Okay, you have to enter if it is applied in the custom declaration form only, you have to enter it, otherwise no need to enter. Then the line of declaration, this option will be enabled, include service charge of into. So if you check this box, you have to allocate click service charge. So which means when you click this option, it will automatically pop up here, service charge, you see. So this service charge will be applicable in the custom declaration form. Okay, otherwise no need to enter it. So just remove this. Okay. Here there is one more option also, group by HS code and country of origin. If you click here, it will be like this. In some custom declaration, for maybe 10 to 15 items will be in the custom declaration, but everything will be considered as one HS code. In maybe in fashion industry, something in all the dresses will be considered as a one HS code only. So what, no need to create one by one, like every item you have to create the HS code, because HS code is a mandatory one. So that time you can just group by this option, you can click it. So it will be like a one time only you enter. Under that, everything will be, you are in the below, all the items will be shown in the below tab. Only one time you have to enter the HS code. So grouping can be done by your HS code also. So it depends on the custom declaration form. You can able to enter this information in your custom declaration screen. So once we enter it, this 1453 is your VAT reverse charge. Once you enter everything, just click post, so that the document will be created, and you can able to see your debit credit entry also, how the financial entry will be affected. So basically your VAT receivable account will be affected, and input VAT, your credit to current VAT payable, and input on inventory import. So it will be like a reverse charge mechanism. Once you do the VAT return, automatically this will be shown in the your VAT return form. Okay. In additionally, you can choose if any your employee who is the responsible for person for this custom declaration, you can enter also those information. So if freight forwarder means, you have to make sure that this checkbox, and instead of Dubai custom, you have to enter that freight forwarder company name. Okay, if this service charges for this freight forwarders, if they are charging you apart from the Dubai customs, apart from the custom declaration, then you have to separately go to the purchase invoice receipt. You have to create your expenses, because that is not related to your custom declaration. Custom declaration form, it's a separate. This freight forwarders making a service charge is different. So for capturing your expenses, you have to go for purchases, create, and you have to enter your freight forwarders company, directly enter the expenses. So this is capturing to your expenses, not for the custom declaration form. Custom declaration form, only whatever you receive from the Dubai customs, that form you have to enter it here, only for the VAT reverse charge mechanism. For your additional charges, expenses, insurances, freight charges, everything you have to make it as your expenses, not for the custom declaration. Okay. So this is how you have to create the custom declarations. Next thing is export sales. So yesterday, in previous session, we have seen how to create the invoices for your customer invoices, sales invoices. So if you are making a sales invoices, in where do you want to go, you can see the model sections where you can see the sales. If you click it, automatically it will be shown your invoices document. Don't create here also tax invoices directly, because tax invoices, it will auto generated from this invoice screen. Make sure that you are going to this screen, invoices, not tax invoices. First you have to create it here and click here. So based on the taxation mode only, tax invoice automatically create. You can see once you click generate tax invoices in the below, tax invoices automatically will create. So no need to go to the tax invoice screen separately and do them two entries. One entry is fine, automatically system will create it. Here yesterday we have created one in some invoices, local invoices, and also we have seen some export invoices also. Based on the contract only, you can differentiate your currency rate, as I mentioned earlier. Also, you can see your taxation from here. You can do the export or out of scope VAT applied. So based on this taxation method, your VAT return form will be applicable. The VAT return means, I will cover it in the next session, VAT return in detail. I will also, however, I will show on how it looks like. In accounting, there is a VAT return form. So based on the selection which you have entered in the taxation, it will come here the zero rated field. Automatically it will fill up once you enter it. based on the info date period, you have to select this, so it will automatically coming here. The same goes to your imports custom declaration also. Goods imported into UAE, it will come your reverse charge mechanism amount will be here in this VAT amount. So I will show how it looks like. So I will cover it in the entry level first. So that's why it is very important to enter normal export sales, be it on any services or any inventory items. You can enter in this inventory and services tab, and in the main tab should be export taxation. This is very important. It's rest of the things is same like a normal invoices screen only, which we have seen in the previous session. In this tax, any invoices for a FTA purpose, if you are creating export invoices, no need to create a tax invoice. So that's the reason there is no tax invoice here. And if FTA comes also, they will ask your commercial invoice report only. So you can generate this invoice report. So this is your commercial invoice, not your tax invoice. You can create this as a hard copy or a soft copy, you can take it. Also, any supporting documents like clearance from customs, those documents, that whether it is your export invoice only properly you're doing it. So that document only is fine for FTA audit, not for your normal thing, not normal tax invoices. Okay, if you click tax invoices, it will show that tax invoice may be entered only for the document with VAT applied. The same thing which I mentioned for the imports also, because this document is not eligible for the tax invoices. Since it is export invoices, it is not showing here. Okay, and as I mentioned in the earlier, your expenses, additional expenses, if you're purchasing something for any inventory and the same supplier providing transportation charges or freight charges or any insurance, any service charges, if you want to incur, if you want to pay that amount to your same supplier, means you have to open this when you are entering inventory and services item in the purchasing invoice received. Example, this you have entered in all the items here. If you want to same supplier doing any expenses, you can enter it in the expenses and include the cost price expenses into cost price. These expenses, whatever you are entering here, you can able to include it. These are all yesterday we have seen. Just I'm recollecting that recollecting your memory for how to use this one also. So I'm reiterating that scenario. The reason being is for additional expenses, it depends two cases, whether the same supplier which you are providing the purchase invoices, they are providing the expenses, or any additional expenses, other third parties doing the services on behalf of this purchase invoice, which means you once created the inventory, then click generate additional expenses. System will automatically open the additional expenses document separately. Here, which company is doing it, which supplier is doing that additional expenses, that you have to enter it. So you can enter your expenses and distribute it accordingly to your all items. Your cost price, you have to different it. Okay. In same supplier, and you don't want to these expenses to cover in your cost price, means don't include checkbox this. So automatically it will go to your it will not go to your cost price, just to your expenses only. Okay. Now we have created purchase invoices. Okay. Now we are going to see how we are going to make a payment. First, we'll see the incoming payment. So first, we'll go to sales invoices. If the customer is paying, this customer 2025 is the amount. Open this. If the customer is paying for this amount for this invoice, you can open the invoice, click generate. You can select three type of settlement, whether you are receiving a cash or payment means bank receipt, or check means check receipt. Let's see with the cash. First, you will create a cash receipt. System will automatically pull out every information, whatever you enter it. You just verify that information, which petty cash account you want to receive that petty cash. If you want to have multiple cash accounts, You can select accordingly which cash account you want to go to this money. This basis based on the automatically which we entered in the invoices, it's coming from this basis only we are paying this amount, we are receiving the amount. So the system will automatically enter these informations. If you are not doing this, you can directly go to money section also. In the money section, you can see all the documents: bank document, cash document, check documents, and catalogs. As I mentioned earlier, catalogs refers to masters. So here we are creating the currencies, which I already mentioned you for multi-currency, and cash flow items. Everything you can enter it here: cash equivalents, cash flow items. This for the reports for the all your money related transactions reports, your cash and balance that we will see in the once we enter these transactions. Here, if you are receiving money, directly come here and create. I will close this. So directly you can come here, petty cash receipt. The name is petty cash receipt, but the operation is for your all your cash receipts. Here you can select. The thing is, you have to make sure that everything you will be entered manually here. So if you are doing this invoice means you can just automatically fill up everything. Otherwise, if you don't know the invoices or anything, you just receive the money first, like just customer, then the cash flow item, the payment from customers. These cash flow items, a lot of cash flow items is there. You can select this payment from customer by default automatically, or else if you want to differentiate your cash flow item also, you can differentiate, you can create on your own, and this will reflect your cash flow statement also. So for if it is any customers means you can enter like this, but other entry, other cash flow items, you can, I will show you an example for that. First we'll create this one, and you have to enter how much money you are receiving. For example, 2000 is the invoice amount. 2025 is the total amount for this invoice, but customer is paying maybe 1000. So here you can enter manually everything. Select this basis, you have to select it. If you click this one basis, invoices you have to select, and which invoice you are paying. You have to select this and click this button, fill by basis. If you click only, document will be filled by basis. So 2025 automatically coming based on that invoice amount, but the customer is paying only 1000. You can enter, change that amount. Here all the fields will be filled out based on the basis. This is another way of, because you have to manually, you can just enter everything and select the basis, then you have to fill by basis. So automatically fill up everything. If you don't want to do this, if you know the invoice number, you can just close this and just generate petty cash receipt. So this is the easiest way of doing it. And if customer knows only 1000 payments, you can make a partial payment also. So 1000 you are receiving from this, you can change the amount here, and you can verify that all the invoice and the customer are automatically filled up. Just click post and close. That's it. So which means you have received the money, petty cash expense, petty cash receipt. If you see that invoice, now you see partial only you received. So it will be of red color. You can see in this graphical view in the money section. So again, you have to create this one for remaining amount. I will, this is for the cash receipt. For the same thing, if you want to make a bank receipt also, just select the invoice, same functionality only, generate payment receipt. In payment receipt also, automatically will fill up everything. This company account is not mandatory because the customer's account, it is not required for, it's optional only. If you have any customer bank account also, you can able to add it here. So automatically it will go to that bank. That's it. So here you can see the remaining 1025 is automatically filled up because you already paid from 2025. Remaining is from the 2025 you paid only 1000 before. So remaining amount is 1025 is automatically filled up. The taxation also VAT applied because that invoice is VAT applied. So automatically it's coming from the invoice only. You can mention that this payments and all, it's nothing related to your VAT, everything related to your invoices only. So it doesn't matter the payment, anything. payment only for your mentioning that invoice is tax related. So you're selecting this taxation. That's it. So whatever you're receiving the payment, you are receiving along with your VAT amount. That's the purpose. But it's nothing related. It's not affecting your VAT return. VAT return will affect only based on your invoices only. Here, the bank receipt, you can see transaction type, entity, basis, everything filled up automatically. If you want to receive the bank transfer, instead of, because this is a default bank, which we define in your accounting entity. Remember the previous session which I mentioned here, based on this, in this company, we have defined this Citibank as a default bank account. That is the reason it's automatically coming here as a default. However, you can able to change this bank. Instead of this one, I am receiving RAC bank also, you can able to change this one. And your payment will be filled out automatically. This amount will be receiving your bank account. So it just post and close, automatically filled up this one. If you see that invoice now, it will be completely green, which means from the remaining partial amount also, it's paid completely. If you want to see the structure hierarchy transaction detail also, it's very simple that you just select that invoice. You want to know how much payment you paid or what are the type of payment which you have received for this invoice. Just click here, this hierarchy structure next to the debit credit. You can see the complete hierarchy structure for the transaction, because this transaction, everything's linked to one another. It's to restrict this, to avoid any confusion, so you can able to see that completely which transaction is which document is linking to each other. You can see first we made this custom order. From the custom order we made this invoice, and tax invoice automatically generated. Now we created two different documents for petty cash receipt, payment receipt. These two documents, we first initially received money 1,000 partially, the remaining payment in the bank transfer. So you can make this also for one transaction. You can do the multiple mode of payment, and partial also you can make it. Depends on the customer paying it. Now I'm going to make the same invoice once again. So here there is a text to create, there is a copy option is there. So no need to create one by one everything. Just click this one. So system automatically create all the information which you have entered in that. It's just duplicating it. So here, but the customer order is automatically coming. So you should not enter this because there is no customer order here. So remove this. If you are not doing the custom order, so direct invoicing means it will automatically pull up everything. I will post this because the payment terms it's not filling. Let's say payment on delivery, so I will pull this on. So invoices being created. One more invoices. Now if you are receiving a check, what you have to do, just click select generate. There is a check receipt document. Click check receipt. Everything will be filled out as I mentioned here. Only thing is, in the check receipt, you have to enter your clearing date of the check. Maybe there's a PDC they have given by your customer. So maybe 3 months after or 2 months after, whatever the date you are giving in the check, you have to select the date, clearing date. Example, in this case, maybe it's December 30th is a clearing date, and here in the check number, you can enter the check number as you received from your from the customer. The amount of check here also you can change it, like 1,000 if you are receiving partially only they are paying. You can able to change this one also. Rest of the things, everything same because it's automatically filled up. Just click post. Once you click the post means your check receipt number document has been created, which means you have received the check, but the document is not cleared yet. If you see the debit credit posting, you can able to cash in transit only. This account will be affected. You are debiting your account and credit your receivables. So which means it will transfer to your bank. It's in transit only. Maybe after, because 3 months only in the check will be cleared. This 3 months, you want to maybe you may not, you maybe forget this check, whether how do you, so you want to keep the remainder from the system. You can, there is a clear check option is there. At the time of December, you can able to click clear check, so this form will be open. Here you can select the clearing date, which bank you are this you are depositing the check. Just select the bank and clear it. So once you click clear, automatically will create the payment receipt document. I will show you. Before that, one more thing. To this 3 months gap is there. You want to reminder. You want to keep a reminder from the system. So you can select this bill icon. You can see the bill next to the clear check. Just click this one. System will create a notification saying that, okay, remind me. You can set a command like this. Remind me the check deposit something. I mean, we check deposit. Notify, you can select the date also from when you want to remind, maybe 2 days before you want to remind it or 3 days before. You can select this reminder and click notification. So once you click notification, that time when you can see that this notification bell icon in the left side. If you click it here, all your notification it will show here, because this is the database backup system will show every day. So that is the notification I can able to see. If your notification at the time of when you are setting the time period, it will come automatically here. So you can get remind that, okay, this check has to be reminded. At the time of remaining the check, just clear check which the bank you are selecting. You can able to select the bank here and click clear. Once you click the clear, if you see the hierarchical structure in this button, you see first we create the check receipt document. Once you click clear, automatically system will create this document, payment receipt from this date and so on. So you can see the document from money, payment receipt document. You see this document is already created, but we didn't enter anything. Only by clicking the clear button from the check receipt, automatically system will create this one. If you want to see your bank balance or check analysis, there is a report here in the money section. In the report, cash asset balance will show you what are the each bank have these balances. Emirate Islamic this much, cash account this much. So each want to see the what is the balance for your bank and what is the balance for your cash account. You can able to see this report. Also, there is a one more report, check analysis. In this check analysis, it will show this document. You can see since our check has been clear, so it will not show here. But what are the pending checks? You can able to see this report. So it will all the checks which is liable it to be clear. You can able to find out from this report, which will be helpful for your check analysis. So there is two ways of seeing. If you see, you can able to see your report, or you can able to notify to remind also. So both the cases you can able to analyze complete checks details here. Also there is a filter also here. If you want to show issued checks, show is received checks, you can select accordingly. I will choose the entity here because I didn't choose this one. I will remove this. You see, it's cleared already, which we created. So that's the reason it's not showing here. Okay. In the invoices, now if you can see, there is a partial payment icon in the payment partially paid. If you click and see the hierarchy structure also, you can able to see your based on how the invoice has been paid. So check receipt you have received on so and so date, and payment receipt you clear this because today's date I cleared it, so it is coming like this. But if you cleared on PDC check, it will show the date of that particular check clearance date also. This is for the incoming payments. So there is two type of which I mentioned earlier. Two way of doing it. Either you can go the invoice number, click generate, and make the payment. Three type of payment mode. Three mode of payment. You can three mode say receipts. You can be able to do it. Also, if you don't know about the invoices, a lot of invoices you don't remember this also. However, you can able to go directly money document, select the document whether cash receipt you are doing or pay bank receipt or check receipt. Just select this. However, you have to create manually here which company, which customer you are receiving this money, and you have to select the basis here from which basis against invoices you are making. This invoices you are receiving the money, so you have to select this. Press OK. So it will list out all the documents. So you can select the date of that, which date of the invoices. You have to link it accordingly. This is how you can make a payment for all the transaction types. The same way goes to your bank payment also. Okay. So this is for the invoice. You are receiving money from the invoices. Now customer is saying you have to receive the advance. This is very, I can say, very good feature in this FirstBIT application, which is as per the UAE law compliance. Because as per the law, if any advances received, it should be tax invoices. You have to issue the tax invoices for the advances. That is the reason we have an option here. For example, any customer, if you are receiving some amount, let's say money, you have to receiving money. If you are receiving money from your customer, means you have to click money. Let's say you are receiving cash. Click petty cash receipt, create, and here you have to select the customer and this transaction type from customer. You have to select this as a from customer transaction type, and the cash flow item you can select the payment from customer, or maybe if you want to change it to advance or something, or you can able to change it also. You can able do on your own. This is basically for your cash flow statement report only, nothing else. So example, I'm receiving 1,000 from customer. Okay, it should be taxation applied because as per the law, the if you're receiving money, it should be taxable. And which cash account you are receiving this money, you have to select this one. There is no basis required for this because there is nothing against you are receiving this money. Just you are receiving the money as advance. So here the payment detail, there is a advance is here. You can see advance no by default will be no, but if you're receiving advance, you have to select as a yes. So once you click yes, this field will be changing. You can able to see the changes here. System will automatically consider that VAT 5% for the tax invoices. So once you click yes here, it will change here in this form. Also in the main tab, you can see this option will be enabled because this amount you have to give to your customer tax invoices. So first you have to select the advance, then click post, so that your financial entry are affected. You can see here cash on hand debit and credit to your prepayment from customers, which means your advance received from your customers. So this account will be affected automatically. In your trial balance also you can able to see this account will be affected. After creating this document, which means in cash, you are liable to your customer that you have received this much amount, and you have to click generate tax invoices. Click this link. Once click generate tax invoices, you have to click here, and in the inventory and services you can enter your content, anything like received against. In this content field you can enter received. You can mention like for any notes received from customer as advance something, you can enter it. This only for the purpose of the printout only. So you receive this much one and click post generate tax invoices. You can see the description, it will come received from the customer as advance, this so and so date. So in this scenario I have created September 17 as advance. I received advance today. Okay, after a week you are making invoice to your customer. The same customer you are creating, go to sales invoices and creating test customer, sales to customer. In the some item you are making example, this item you are making to quantity, make it 5 quantity so that I will show that example for that. So total amount is 2500. Okay. So here you have to taxation applied, everything will filled out everything, but the date should be instead of 17, maybe I'm creating 20th example. I'm giving example, so the 20th invoice, 20th I'm making this date, future date. Here you will create all the items you are selecting. There is a below, there is a one option next to the prepayment tab. There is a, you can see one button, edit prepayment option. If you click here, this window will be open where you can able to see all your advances transaction document for this customer. Maybe you might have received 2-3 times for as advance from different date from customer. So all the documents will be shown as here, and you can select, double click on this, it's automatically coming here, or click autofill, also it will come down here. So which means you are selecting this as a offsetting that advances to your respective invoices. Just click OK. So you can see here total amount is 2500 and prepayment is 1000. So you can create like this and post. Click generate tax invoices. Now if you open this 97 invoices number, see from the prepayment you are already receiving means it will be green color of partially received. If you open this tax invoice now, the reason being I told you for why I changed the date means so that I can give an example how it looks like, because as per the law you have to show that advance when did you receive this money and which quarter. Sometimes you have received in first quarter of VAT return, but if the invoice is in next quarter, means that is the purpose you have to submit the VAT return in the first quarter itself as a received tax invoice. That is the purpose we are creating a tax invoice for your advances as well. So in this case you have to see the invoice here clearly. There is a difference here. Payment from 17th September, which means 17th September I received advance, but the invoice I made it here as a 20th September 20th I made it. So this is government has to know that when did you receive it and when did you make an offset on that one. So that is the system will automatically do that based on the date which you're receiving. System will do the payment from this much and offsetting this, and this is the VAT amount. Okay. So this is very important one for best feature for advance receive. System will do the automatically VAT calculation. If you have any questions, you can raise it. So I will have an answer to you. You can see, you can raise a question in Q&A section. Okay, I will answer it to you if you have any question. One second. Okay. In the money section, we can see the petty cash receipt, the same functionality for your payment receipt also. If you are receiving advance, you have to select this one, same company, and select the advance accordingly. Okay. Here in one case, I will tell you one case here. This invoice in foreign currency, that is $400. Okay, that we have seen 3.692 is this one, $400. For this, against this invoice, suppose if the company doesn't have any foreign currency bank account, they do have that only local currency account, means just click generate payment receipt. System here, since I have the bank for foreign currency, so system will taking this account as a foreign currency. For example, I am receiving this account. This USD rate automatically coming based on the bank we are selecting. For example, if I choose RAC bank, you see the factor is changed here. There is no exchange rate. So you wouldn't know that what is the exchange rate for that. It doesn't matter. You can see your bank, how much amount you are receiving this against this invoice. So as per the invoice, 3.692 is the exchange rate, and total amount is $400. So $400 into 3.692 is your 1476.8. That is the value. Suppose the time of receiving the receipt from your customer, the currency rate maybe varies. Same, for example, bank is doing 1470. Okay, and here bank charges also is there. If the currency rate, bank is doing some 50 dirhams charges for this, you can select apply bank charges in the tab, select 50. So this 50 amount will go to this account expense, this expense GL account, banking and other costs, and total amount will be this only 1470 only. But the bank charges, it includes this, only net amount is 1420. Okay, now if I post this, if you see the debit and credit, you see there is a different one more account, because the as per the exchange rate is different value, so automatically the difference will post into bank charge, exchange and gain loss. That account will go. There is a differences. System will do, if any exchange gain or loss account, it will automatically post this. So you can do this one also. So only thing is, if they have if the customer has this foreign currency account, bank account, you can choose directly that account. But $400, it will directly post your $400. For example, if they don't have, means you have to whatever the amount which you have received in your bank, you have to enter as it is. If any exchange fluctuation rate, system will automatically goes to your exchange loss gain account. So you can do like this for exchange rate for different currency receipts. So we have seen so far bank receipt, cash receipt, check receipt. The same functionality, the document, you can see in the money section. Expenses, payment expenses, petty cash expenses, check expenses. So which means expenses which you are giving to your suppliers, or any expenses you are doing, you have to make this payment document accordingly. Let's say if you are giving if you are paying to your supplier for this invoice, the same functionality which I mentioned, click generate, and you can select the mode of expense document. Instead of the receipt document, you can see in this screen it will be expense document. So if you're paying by cash, you can select this. If you're paying by bank, you can select this. If you're selecting by bank, means this bank, it automatically by default account. If you want to change it, of course you can change it. This amount you are paying, just verify this information, just click post. Simple. So automatically system will post this, debit your payables and credit your bank account. The same goes to your payment, check receipts also, check payment also, for the same functionality. You have to just select it, or you can go manually here and check the check expenses. If you're giving check to your customer, if you see there is a mirage in check document, which means these documents, these checks and all has been cleared. So this only is pending. You can create here and do the to supplier, which supplier you're going to pay this much. Okay, now there is in the transaction expenses, petty cash expenses, or petty cash payment receipt or payment expenses, whatever it is. For all your money related transaction, there is one more thing, like an example. If you are paying to your partners, how do you write off the money from your bank? So if I open any payment expenses, you can just select the transaction type here. Instead of the to supplier, you can see a lot of things here, lot of transaction type. This is whether if you are paying to your customers or if you are paying to your advance holders. Advance holders means like your employees, which I told in your example. Excuse me. In money section, if you're giving cash to your employee that okay, you can use it for this fuel expenses or some other expenses, you can give to your employees to your some amount, means you can just go here, petty cash expenses. Okay, create. And here, if you choose the transaction type as to advance holder, this form will be changed. From the supplier, it will change to advance holder. Here you have to select to whom your employees you're giving. Here you will have a lot of employees. So I'm giving this Abdullah as this much. And there is a cash flow item. Here you can just show all the things will be done. Payment of thing. Like for example, if you want to, apart from this, if you want to create one more, you just create here cash flow item, advance to employee something, employees, save and close. So you can select this one and maybe 1,000 dirhams you're giving to that employee. Okay, from this petty cash account, there is no required power basis because you're just giving to your employees this account. This is overrun document. I will tell you for how to create the advance orders so that you will see this. Now let's say if you posting, close this. Now we created this document. You see the debit and credit, it will debit your advance to employees account and credit to your cash amount, which means you are giving this to your employee. Okay, you can see that in the transaction tab it will be advance holder, not to suppliers. Okay, here you can generate advance report. This advance report option you can see from money section, there is this advance report only. From this advance report purpose for reimbursement, or maybe you are giving expenses and you are just tallying your what are the expenses which your employees did for this money you have provided to him. Example, you given money to your employee 1,000 dirhams. Okay, now he is spending for expenses or any other company expenses big of with this petty cash account. So you open this petty cash account, click generate advance report. So automatically filled up this employee, and you can select whether it's out of scope or taxation, anything taxation. If you choose this that applied, if any of the bill has the tax value, you can able to see that. You can see the advance paid tab. It's automatically which we created in the petty cash document, 1,000 is will be coming. If any inventory is purchasing for company, like print any inventory item which is purchasing for the company, you can use it, or else just expenses he's making like fuel charges, any charges you can make. Just click here, let's say 1,000. Prices are inclusive or exclusive, you can choose it. So we'll see prices are inclusive, you can select, and expenses you can change to 1,000, 5%. Okay, so whatever you're given is spending this business activity company and all, you can choose it here. What are the company is doing it for this expenses, which company is doing, like ADNOC or Coke, the petrol bunk, you can use it in the company and post this. So what does it means? This will get tallied to your petty cash expenses which you given to your advance holders. So that's purpose only when you're making this transaction for advance holders. So another type is loan to employee. For these are all HR and payroll documents that it is out of scope of this requirement. So I will not cover this. I will show one more thing is others. What if this others? If any in previous session also I mentioned that if you are any of your expenses, if you want to recover the VAT, then you have to go for the purchasing, invoice received to make that expenses document. That is purchasing, invoice received. If any expenses document for which is VAT recoverable, you have to enter this process. Why? Because once you enter this, system will automatically consider the tax invoice numbers, because as per the FTA you have to submit your tax numbers, everything. So that is the reason this is required for the VAT recoverable. But if you don't want to just write off some money from your expenses, and just maybe 10 dirhams, 20 dirhams for the water expenses or some other things, here you can choose cash flow item, fuel charges, or any other charges. You don't want to claim the VAT for this, because in some companies they are not registered. The car is they are using on personal own only, but company purpose only they are using. But however, the car is not registered with the company's name. So in this case, you cannot recover the VAT. So sometimes you can just write off the money which you are spending for the company purpose, but you cannot able to recover the VAT. Means you can use this one, or any expenses, whatever the cash flow item, you can create it on your own, and selecting maybe this under the terms example. I'm just writing of directly. It will go to your correspondent GL, other operating expenses GL account. But if you want to change it also, if any particular account you want to change it to this expenses, you can able to change it also from here, because you can just show all. It will be like all the chart of accounts. You can expense account. You can be able to select it. Then you can post this entry. So once this under the terms will be affected your other operating expenses, credit your cash and order. So which means you are just giving that one. There is no VAT related in this document. Okay. Any questions for so far which we cover? So far we covered custom declarations, export sales, and additional expenses which we just recollect of the whatever we discussed in the previous sessions. Also incoming payment, outgoing payment. For the three mode of payments. I hope that is everything's clear. If any questions, if you have any scenario, if you want to discuss, you can also ask me in the Q&A session so that I can answer it. Okay, I hope there is nothing, no question, I guess. Let's move on to the next main thing. Okay, there is one document in money section. We have seen payment receipt, payment expense, petty cash receipt, petty cash expense, advance report. Now, if the customer is paying from in one case is there, so that I will share you how it works. If the customer is paying or supplier you're paying to through third party, some money transfer document, sorry, money transfer means like Western Union or some other exchanges, so they are paying it, and from that you are receiving, means there is a document in accounting, mutual settlement. So here, if you open this, you can see your customer is Gulf Engineer, and the UAE exchange is recipient, means you can just pay this amount from here. The transaction should be customer debt assignment, not other mutual settlement. Mutual settlement is purposes if your customer is the same customer, you are payables and receivable, means you just select this mutual settlement. I will show you first. I will show this one so that I will give an example for that. First, we will make that your customer, you are issuing invoice to your customer, but customer is paying through UA exchange means, so customer will pay to UA exchange and UA exchange your recipient. So your customer is Gulf engineer and customer recipient is UA exchange. So like that you can enter it. Basis transaction content, nothing required. You can select accounts receivable document. You have to select the main contract. Here, when you select this document, which document you are selecting? Because you have to select the accounts receivable invoice document, which you raise that to your customer. You have to select this document as accounts receivable, and you will just double click on this. So automatically all the amount will be filled out here based on the invoice which you have created. For this invoice, your payee attributes. Who is the payee attributes means which you are receiving money from them. So here you have to select the document petty cash receipt. How will you select this document? Because okay, I will give an example to easy understand. So first thing is you're making invoice to your customer. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to go to your okay, I think you can able to hear. Okay, so first if you are issuing invoice to your customer means first thing is you'll go to sales and make the invoicing. Correct, you'll select the customer, whatever the customer you're making, and you'll make this one, this invoice, Gulf engineer, I make this invoice. Okay, but you are receiving money from your exchange. So what you have to do, you have to go to your money section, cash receipt, your UA exchange. Okay, here what you have to do is select advance, because you didn't select anything against them, so just receiving the money from them. You can select this advance, so system will not allow to you use this without advance. You don't need to select the generate tax invoice because it's not taxable for that. You are receiving money for that. Then in the mutual settlement document, that is accounting mutual settlement document, you have to open this document and to recall this linking that two documents. That is your invoice amount and your receipt documents. Both documents you're just linking this to mutual settlement. So in this case, you can do this methodology. This is very useful for that customer debt assignment. Based on the another transaction type, you can open accounting mutual settlement. For example, if you are choosing mutual settlement transaction type, the same customer, the same supplier also will be same. Then here you can choose your receivable document, like maybe main contract, and the document should be here. You have to select this button. So which document is the receivable document? You can select this invoice number one. Example, this document, and here the amount, how much amount you are tallying in that mutual settlement, maybe 500 grams. Okay, from the payables. So here we have to select the same from the same customer, your supplier. So currently I don't have invoice receipt document, invoice receipt your purchase invoice. That is why there is showing null. But if any supplier invoice you have and you have receivable invoice you have, means you have to link it this document and select it and post and close. So it's automatically nullify this your payables and receivables to your doing the mutual settlement. So this is for your in some businesses they are doing for that. Same your supplier also can be your customer. So in this case it will be useful for that one. Okay. Any questions? If you have questions, just ask. Okay. Next thing is bank reconciliation. Bank reconciliation is very useful feature for this in FirstBIT. Only thing is, you have to open the bank statement document, which is available in the money bank statement, and here you have to create your which bank you are selecting is, and here the date of August I have created this one. Opening balances, closing balances, which will be you are receiving from your bank statement, and your entity. In operations, based on the date, posting date, the reference number, everything will be coming in the bank statement. You have to enter it accordingly in the system to make the bank reconciliation. So once you created this bank statement, you have to just press bank reconciliation document, which is available in the money section, bank reconciliation. It's automatically filled up everything here. Show all documents. Okay, currently I don't have in that particular date, nothing is there, so that's why it is not showing. So basically it will show like this for the statement which you have entered in the bank reconciliation, and based on the date, if any transaction which is the system you made on this particular bank, then you can able to make this matching accordingly. If any transaction on that particular date, you can match it for this example. Let's try it out, this 25th payment in for August. Let's say I'm making this payment expense from the same bank. That is, which bank it is? Citibank, 6668. So I'm paying this on 25th 25th August, because that reconciliation date is we made 25th August. So I'm just making this one. So I created one transaction, bank statement. I'm doing a reconciliation. Here it will show because it's backdated, that's why it is not showing. So basically, if you select this transaction and click match, so automatically your document transaction document, you can do multiple selection also. It will go coming here and do the bank reconciliation and click post on this. That's it for the bank reconciliation. Okay. Okay. Next topic is to see money transfer. Now we have seen your incoming payments, that is your bank cash and check payment receipt and payment, and additional expenses and export sales and custom declarations. So last one more point is for the money transfer. The money transfer is nothing but like go to money. There is a money transfer. This money transfer purpose when you are withdrawing money from your bank and move to your cash account. That purpose only you have to use this. Once again, is bank reconciliation report available? Yes. Once again, I will show this one. In this reports of money, you can see from here in the analysis, because there is nothing greater, so you can see that analysis from here from the bank reconciliation, but any separate report for is not available for the bank reconciliation. But however, you can able to open the bank reconciliation, you can see it from here. because there is no bank reconciliation report separately. You can just see the transaction, open the bank reconciliation and see the bank reconciliation full transaction entry here. And if you require analysis also, you can use this analyze report. This is the report actually. So once you created the entry, you can able to see the generate report from here also. Okay. Then money transfer document. Here, go in the money module section. Where is this? Okay, money. One second. I'm just opening a. Okay. This one. Okay. Okay. In money transfer. If you create from withdrawing from the bank to petty cash or cash to your depositing to your bank, vice versa, you can enter it this one. You can enter this transfer from transfer to. Like here, the non-cash cash to radio button will be there. Non-cash refers to your bank, and cash refers to your normal cash flow. So if you are withdrawing some money from bank means, so you have to select non-cash. When you select the non-cash, automatically your default bank account here comes. However, you can able to change the which bank account you want to select here, and the amount of it will transfer to automatically your cash account. And you enter the amount, like for example 1,000 dirhams, you are withdrawing some money, and automatically this side also it will come. So basically, if this amount from this bank account to this cash account, this cross rate, this information is for your if you are dealing with a different currency. For example, this, if you are selecting USD, the currency rate will be this much, and the amount, how much amount, 1,000 amount means you're changing into this account, transfer account. So the cross rate will be, the differences will be here. Say for example 1,000 dirhams means 3,692 automatically will come. Okay, this is the cross rate of this exchange rate. So this also from you can be done. And if any transfer fee also, if you want to capture from the bank, that also you can able to enter it here. So that this transfer fee go to this banking and other cost charges. If the bank is charging something, if you are doing money withdrawal from the different currency account, so that also is possible from here. You can enter the in document number if any references you want to capture for this. That also you can enter it here and click post accordingly. So basically, based on the account which you are maintaining here, this will change according to that currency. So click post and close, and you can see the debit credit. It will debit your cash on hand and credit to your bank. That's it. Okay. So in purchasing, we have seen sales, the transaction we have seen. Okay. Here, yesterday I've seen in the previous session I was telling wanting to setting the price for your this can be done for many retail stores, or if you want to, if you don't want to change the price for your if keep on you, that is a for default price for any particular customers, or if your default price for all the items, sorry, all the customers for one item means you can set up the different price also. So in sales, you can see that setting item price. Here, this item price, if you select create, if you're not selecting this company, this is which means whatever the item you are selecting, this is a company is the price type is the from date to date. If the price is for the particular period only, this price should be applicable, means you can define this till date, this you can set up this date. Okay, this price will be applicable only till this date, or else you no need to select. So it will be like a lifetime, this is the price. And if you're changing anything from new price, you have to create a new document to change the price for that. So here the price, you select add, maybe this item. For the price, you're just selecting 500 example, defining the price. Okay, so which means this item applicable 500 dirhams for automatically for all the companies. For example, if you know this item, this price I'm giving only for your my loyal customer, I want to give to them only for this price only. Others can be maybe changed. So you can select only this particular customer. I'm choosing this 500 dirhams only, but others maybe vary something. So I'm giving post and close. So when I'm making sale to this to that customer, when you're selecting this customer, in the inventory tab, when you're selecting that the item, the price will be automatically filled up 500, which we define it here. Okay, so this price will be inclusive of that. So if you're not selecting this customer, it will be all for all customer, it will be the same price if you're not selecting this price. Also the price type is very important, because the price type, if you are dealing with a retail selling price something, based on this type only, while making sale, this price type only it will fetch. So this is also very important for that. Okay. Okay, there is one more thing for the automatic discount option. There is a new option we came for the, if you're defending for any methodology for the condition, automatically should, like for example, if any customer purchasing 1000 dirhams worth of invoice, they will get 10% invoice, or maybe 22,000 if they are getting amount, means 2000 worth of invoice they made, they will get 10,000 sorry 10% for in discounts. So you can set up accordingly. So that option will be, you have to enable first in this sales, this automatically discount option should be enabled, then only that option you can able to see in sales. Automatic discount condition, these two, automatic discount condition, automatic discounts. First you have to set up the discount condition, create description, you can fill it out automatically based on the discount condition. So whether this kit sale or single sales volume. Kit sale means if you select kit sale, you can select the quantity, like two quantities if they're purchasing, what other condition will be there. Discount can be applicable for the how many quantity they are buying. For if your sales volume means, it will be the invoice amount. For example, if you're changing this amount in document, okay, in document, in document per item, in line. This is a line wise in the item level or document wise, that one. So in this case, I'm selecting in document. Example, the condition is greater than or equal to, let's say, if they purchase 2000 worth of invoice, okay, amount is in document greater than or equal to. So you can set up the items also here. If the discount depends on the single volume, means as any services or any service item or any inventory items, you can set up the condition first. If no, if there is no base of the discount, the single sales volume, this condition, based on this condition, it will be applicable. So first we will create the condition like this. So which means amount in document greater than or equal to 2000, that condition will be applicable. How many percentage will be applicable? That we are going to define it in the below. Here you can specify the item also if you want, or else just based on the in document, so no, not required to be defined. Sales automatic discount. Here there is an option here, create discount method. This description you can change it anytime, but first we'll select the discount amount based on the amount or percentage you can select, and discount scope in document. So discount how much? Here you can select 2000. No, sorry, discount how much percentage? So 10% you are giving. Okay. So the description 10% without condition it will coming. If you in the below there is a condition, exception, receptions, everything is there. Here you can define your conditions like add, show all. Here it will show what we created in the conditions. So it will check system what will do. If you open discount, if amount in discount 2000 is greater than or equal to, means it will apply 10% by default. So this is how you can set up. This is how you can set up your discount. Sorry for that. This is how you can define your discount setup. Once you select the condition, you can do the exception also. For example, the exception means for any particular item, you don't want to apply this condition. If they purchase this item, which is not, if it is a new items, or this will be useful for the any retail stores which they don't want to capture that included in the discount spot. So you can do the item category wise, price group wise, and item particular item also you can do this exception. So except this condition will be applicable. And recipients means for this condition I'm doing only for the one customer, not everybody, only this customers only. If they purchases this much amount, I'm giving 10% discounts on that. So you can set up this one also for a particular company wise, that is customer wise you can do, and schedule for this. If the discount should be applicable on this condition, only applicable on weekends only, because based on the weekends you want to give a setup this one. So based on the date, from which date to which time, so you can select here Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or Saturday or Friday, something, which date you want to give, and the start time and time. This applicable maybe in some businesses, example a restaurant or something, so they were giving extra discounts for weekends sometime, or twice maybe in the based on the season time you can define this particular weekday. Validity period, this condition, this automatic condition only applicable for certain period. You can set up the period, so only this condition can be applicable for the particular period only. After that it will not be working, it will be deactivated. So additional information you can set up here, just write up the notes something, so you can select and close it, which means we created the discount amount, automatic discounts, which means if you're, what we have done is sales, automatic discounts, condition first you have to create, and automatic discounts. When you're doing invoicing to your customer like this, example I'm creating 4 quantity, maybe 5 quantity, 6 quantity, so more than 2000. So automatically you can see the tab 10% auto discount. I didn't create any discount, but automatically this coming based on the condition, because it satisfies the condition as more than 2000. So the 10% is applicable automatically. So 300 will be deducted from the invoice. So 65 from 3000, they're giving 10%. So 300 will be gone. So 2700 will be VAT inclusive for that. Then post and close. Simple. That is very useful for in some businesses they are doing automatically discounted to define this setup. You can do this one. Okay, so okay. In previous session, I have seen I have highlighted one more thing for project wise. If construction businesses are contracting something, they want to who is doing project wise accounting. I will show you how it works also. So here, sales. There is a project management is a. If you click projects, you can create new project. You can define the project name, start date, end date, and the duration. These are all optional only. If you want to define, you can define it. So who is the project manager and project kind not required, project status, whether it's planning or executing or closed, stopped or cancelled. You can set up the status in a planning status and estimation budget for the particular project. Maybe 200,000 for the project. So here this will be auto and the company to whom you are doing this project, which customer you are doing this project. You can select this customer and contract will be filled out. Here you can define your overall persons joining this project, handling these projects. So you can set up your employees here, project team, and save and close. So you created this project. We have created this project. Now, whenever you are making any expenses document or any inventory purchases, and you want to allocate this cost for your particular project, means you can select purchasing, invoice, normal transaction you are making. There is an option for projects also. You can select any supplier if you are getting. Here the project is there. So here in the project tab, you can select which we created a new project. You can select this one. So what happens is whenever you are making any entry on this expenses for example, this particular cost you are incurring maybe 10,000. So you can able to see this project income. We have made one expenses document. I will create one some monthly wise because this project will be like 6 months or 1 year will be there, based on the project. So every month you will issue an invoice to your customer that you want keep on adding this to your project. So you can enter your invoices, create, and you can provide the services which you are doing this to your customer. You can select the project. Don't forget to select the project here so that this expenses to your the services which you are making to your customer will be applicable on this. So example, the services which you are making income maybe 20,000. Okay. Also, in a single invoice, you can able to do the multiple projects based on the setting here. Because here we are selecting header level, that is document level. So one document you're doing this project, but in a single invoice you want to capture multiple projects also. It is also possible, but you have to make this changing before setting. Click setting. This project position in advance. It's in header or tabular section. If you select tabular section, means this, press OK. So this project will be removed from here and it will go to the item level. So each services which you are providing, it will be in this project. You can see here project. So this will be depends on the businesses, of course. So whoever wants to use this project on a single invoice with a multiple projects, that's also possible. So you can able to select the item level. So automatically that project costing for the allocating the projects. So now we made one purchases and the expenses, sorry, one income and expenses document. So if you see here sales and in the projects here, if you open this, direction diagrams will be there. So you can see your sales this much, purchasing this much. So you can see the income and expenses document. You can select the period from which period which period you want to select this one. Also you can able to see this. If any document, project document, all your document invoices, purchases, money related documents, everything will be available here in a single project screen. Okay. So if you want to see that reporting for the what are the purchases you have made, that also is available in the purchases reports of purchasing. There is a purchase by projects. So if you click here, it will show, you can filter it of only one project I want to see. So I will select the filter in this project. It will give this information. Okay, for this supplier I'm doing this much expenses, this much is the services which I've given for this particular project. This also can be done. The same for your sales also. For sales, report of sales, you can see your sales by projects. The same way, new project, service charges, this much. And this also is available. So any questions so far? If you have any questions, today we covered the topic in custom declaration, export sales, additional expenses also, and payments incoming, outgoing, money transfer, also how to set up the prices. Also I have showed bank reconciliation, and I've show you to automatic discounts. That is a new feature which we available in the FirstBIT application. If any question, you can shoot it. You can ask me. Okay. So reporting, all the reports, accounting reports, transaction reports, VAT reports, VAT related, how to see the VAT entries and warehouse entries and credit debit notes. These are all in the next session we are going to cover it. So if anything you want to see, or any doubts, if you want to, apart from any topic, apart from the today's session or any things, we can discuss also in before starting the next session. I hope today session we covered whatever the clarification you have, everything we have shown the functionality of that in today's agenda. Thank you for your participants. I hope there is no question so far, so we can end this session. Thanks once again. Thank you. Bye.